Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing in my December project album. So I have completed up to story 19. So this one is going to be story 20. I'm actually going to have the story of the gnomes going up our stairs. So the picture might go there, the picture might go here, the story might go here. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. So let's see what I can do. So I knew I had to use one of these gnomes for this story, especially because the story is about the gnomes that are on every single stair going upstairs. Now, on the back side of this cut apart sheet, there is this Gnomey paper, so I decided to use that for my 4x6. And then this guy right here, I felt like I should cut him out. Now, I was kind of a doofus here, and I started fussy cutting the little gnome's beard instead of fussy cutting his body. So I ended up with a gnome that had a body on one side and no body on the other side. Ultimately, I decided to just cut off all of the body, and basically he is just a gnome head, which is fine because a lot of our gnomes are basically gnome heads. We have gnomes that are just heads, we have gnomes that are gnomes and body, and then we have gnomes that do have some legs. So it's fine. Like there's no big deal, right? Like gnomes are gnomes. Now, all of our gnomes are put away now. Christmas is down. The only thing that is still up is the tree that is in our bathroom because I want it to still have my bubble bath with the Christmas tree. So I have a picture of the tree in the bathroom and the bubble bath as well, and that's probably going to go in the December project too, even though it happened in January, which is fine because it's still a story of the Christmas season. And just like I have a photo in my December project this year of my husband and I on Thanksgiving. So it's a loose interpretation, right? And it makes me happy and I like it. And it's my album and I'm going to do what I want in my album. So don't feel like you have to be, confined to, oh, this is a December project. This is a December daily. This is a December blah, 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 whatever. No, just do it the way you want to. If you don't want to tell a story every day, don't tell a story every day. If you want to have stories that have nothing to do with Christmas and they're just like what's going on in your life, then do that. Now, personally, I like these little 6x8 albums of Christmas joy. That's what makes me happy. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I did go ahead and pull out one of the tree die cuts that matches that tree paper that I picked. I also have this tag that says Holly Jolly, and I obviously pulled out my number 20. So this Jingle All the Way is a little sticker. I've got some of the green glitter paper still. Now, normally, guys, like we're going to be very honest right here. That size paper would have been in the bin. Like if I was scrapbooking any other thing, that size paper totally in the bin. But since it's the December project and everything is on such a small scale, I am keeping that size paper. And obviously it was a good thing I kept it because, I'm using it. Now I cut off the trunk of the tree because I don't want it there. I want it to nestle on that Holly Jolly tag. And then I have this little piece of vellum. I'm going to trim that down to 3x4 as well because I don't really have a place to put my journaling on this page, and I do want to actually tell a little bit of the story about the gnomes. So I go ahead, I tear the vellum so that it has like this torn edge over top of the plaid, and then I'm going to get everything back onto the card and figure out what I want. So the Jingle All the Way goes down here at the bottom. The Holly Jolly tag is going to go over top of it. And I just try to figure out where I want the tag to sit in relationship to the torn vellum. Like I don't want the tag edge and the vellum edge to line up. I want them overlapping. So now I place down my number 20 and then I eat a sandwich. I eat a soup and sandwich and then I come back. So now I'm going to emboss the tree. So I am using my Brutus Monroe embossing ink pad, and I'm also using Brutus Monroe Icicle clear embossing powder. I am going to dip my tree into the powder multiple times. My tree is going to be so shiny and smooth and melty. It is like a mirror gloss finish. I just keep doing it until I am happy with it. Now I'm also going to emboss my gnome a little bit, but I'm not being super careful with the gnome. Like, I'm not making sure that everything is completely covered. I'm not making sure that my coverage is fantastic. I'm just not, because I don't want him to have that same super shiny mirror finish as the Christmas tree. I want him to have, you know, a little bit of a different finish to add a little bit of excitement, but I don't want it to be mirror shiny because a gnome is not mirror shiny, right? So I go ahead and I get him down there, and now I am going to actually finish my pages. So I'm going to add a couple little dollops of Nouveau Deluxe because there is embossing powder on the back of my tree, so I want to make sure that my pop foam is going to go ahead and stick to the tree. Don't want the tree to fall off and the pop foam to be left on top of my card. So I go ahead and get that tree back there on my little holly jolly, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my gnome. We're going to put some little pop foam on him too. I have this little fa la la chipboard that kind of follows the curvature of his beard right here, so that's going to sit right on top of him. And then I'm going to layer up the gnome on top of the photo, but I decide that the photo needs a little bit of color. Like, I have this big black tag here on this page, so I decide I should add a little bit more black to this card up here. Remember, black is one of the colors that is going through my entire album. So I have the reds, the greens, cream and white, and black, and also any metallics that I am feeling. So I go ahead and get that up there, and then I get the gnome layered as well. And then, of course, I'm going to add a little bit of Nouveau Deluxe to this little red banner piece right here. And that's just going to make sure it sticks because it is a thicker sticker, and we all know that thicker stickers do not stick. I do add a couple little dollops of Nouveau Deluxe so I can add some of my absolute favorite sparkly glitter sequins. They are from Brutus Monroe. And then I decide to throw a glitter sequin on the little white ball of the gnome's hat, and that's because I didn't do a great job fussy cutting that little white ball. So I went ahead and put that sequin there, and voila, you can't tell I flubbed up the fussy cutting. Now I do grab my, I almost said white, and that is not white, my red embroidery thread. I tie a little bow, and then I decide that I don't like the bow facing like what I would call normal bow. I want it to the side. So I go ahead and glue that down with some Nouveau Deluxe, and that's just going to stay there in place. And then I'm going to write my journaling down. I am using a Muji pen. My husband was amazing and got me a bunch of them for Christmas. They were in my stocking, which is amazing. I think I already said amazing, but really, he's amazing because he pays attention. He pays attention. So, yeah. So I go ahead and write down the journaling about how we have a gnome on each stair, and each gnome has a name. And so since we have so many gnomes now, we actually flipped up their beards and wrote their names with a Sharpie under their beard so we won't forget them next year. There it is, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for Story 20 in my December project, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.